Greetings, people of the interwebs. Here we are, out for our first little. See if I can angle that down a bit better. That's a bit better. Here we are on our first little drive out in Henrietta. Proper video with cameras and everything. Hopefully they don't fall off or get too wet. Oh, and I forgot to put microphone on. Brilliant. Well, we'll see how we get on. So yeah, here we go. First little drive out in Henrietta in the rain. Well, actually, it's not the first drive out at all. I've been out in her a few times since I taxed and insured her, just to get an idea or get a bit of a feel of how she is. Yeah, the fuel gauge seems to do random stuff. It's like quite sensitive if you park on a hill or not. I'm not sure. I'm never sure how much fuel I've got in it. To be honest, at the moment it's showing about a third. I'm sure it showed less than that when I set off, but then she'd been parked uphill, so maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out at some point when we run out. Yeah, so my thoughts so far on after buying the magnificent Henrietta pie from Mr. Jason from Boaty's World. Very impressed, very comfortable, very quiet. Exactly what I was after, basically. So yeah, brilliant. Obviously she's not perfect, nobody is. So there are a few things that need doing, but that's the whole point of me getting her to do those things. And one, have some experience of owning a big estate car, because that was one thing that I've not had up to now. I know she's not massively huge, but it's big enough. So yeah, that's one thing ticked off. We'll carry straight on at this junction and see where we. For fuck's sake. Honestly, people are pulling out. Dickheads. Yeah, so it's one thing ticked off, having an estate car. Something fun. Bit of a project, and I think the look of these, the 75s and the ZTs, are really nice. They're a nice shape for an estate car on there. So yeah, that's another positive on there. I might find somewhere to pull over and just adjust your camera, because it's like I'm a tiny little spot right at the bottom. Right, stop here. Nobody's coming. Right. Right, we're off again. So yeah, what have I noticed up to now? So first thing that I did was have a look at the bonnet release catch. So I started trying to do a video on that, but for some reason my phone decided it was going to keep stopping when I started recording stuff, so I don't know how much of it I've got, so I'll have to try and figure that bit out. So yeah, the common fault seems to be the cable snaps because it gets harder and harder to open the bonnet, so you have to pull on the cable more and more, whereas this was doing the opposite. It had release, but then the catches wouldn't spring back for it to sort of be able to lock back down again, and it was just because they'd obviously been maintained at some point, but then they'd got full of gravel and grit and all sorts and just locked up basically. So got bonnet open, took front grille off, took them two little covers off that are behind front grille, sprayed loads of WD-40 up behind there. Then I opened up the little black plastic box where you've got the 1:2 cable junction on there. Made sure all of them were freed up. yeah, made sure that all they were freed up, and then just worked the cables, and then put some grease in there. So you basically just loosened them up again, and then lube them to make sure that they don't go crappy again afterwards on there. So that was that bit done. So now it opens properly. Yeah, no problems with that now. Yeah, it says there's a few other jobs to do, but that's the reason why I've got this, to do those jobs and get some experience faffing about with bigger cars and hopefully again at the end of it have a 10-foot car, not a 10-second car, so something that looks half decent from a distance away. I'm not wanting something to look amazingly immaculate, otherwise there'd be no fun in earning it. Then it's just, if it looks immaculate, then it's just a case of not getting it dirty and only using it when it's sunny, and I don't want that kind of thing. I want something that I can use to move stuff about. I don't mind if it gets mucky and running crap, but obviously I want to look after her and bring her up to a bigger standard. Again, I have to tell you, I have no idea where I'm going at this point. I've just dropped Julie off for a bit of a walk in woods, so I don't want to go too far. First modern automatic I've ever driven, really. The only other automatic I've had was my very first car that I didn't even pass my test when I had that. It was a mini automatic, and it's not really comparable. It's a completely different beast. I can't remember what gearbox were like on that mini, but yeah, it's a different experience, isn't it, driving an automatic to a manual. I still find myself every time I get in to start this one trying to wobble the gear stick. It just seems to slow down more than you expect. Like sometimes I find myself like doing 40 rather than 50 and stuff like that, but it's because I'm not used to pushing the accelerator down quite as far. But then when she does start to accelerate, she kind of, because it's nice and quiet and smooth and just a nice relaxing place to be, really. You don't notice how fast you're going. Well, I don't sometimes. Heading through Jackson Bridge. I've been down here before, I think in Margaret. I can't remember what's down here. I'll probably find somewhere to turn around in a bit and go back again. I wanted to go up to where the windmills are, but obviously I'm going on road. For God's sakes, honestly. Joggers. Some really nice little villages around here, but I don't know. Fucking knobheads. Honestly, people are just like dozy as fuck. I suppose I should start talking more about Henrietta again rather than just insulting random drivers. Yeah, so my experience of driving Henrietta and owning her. So we'll forget about what needs doing for now. I'll do that another day in another video when I can actually walk around and point things out and stuff. So yeah. It's automatic, so that brings its own differences on there. The size isn't that bad, to be honest. I mean, she's big. She's a big car, not massive big. I do find that I'm quite crap at finding a suitable seating position. Like at the moment, I feel like I'm a bit squished up. But if I move back, I'm really bad at finding seat positions. In Civic it's difficult because dashboard's split in two. So I find if I get a comfortable seating position, I can't see speed out and vice versa. Go up here and find somewhere to turn around. If there is such a thing. Here we'll be able to demonstrate a bit of reverseology. And people start driving towards me. Oh, I've messed that up. Come back out. Come back out. We'll edit that bit out of the video because you messed it up. I don't want to take my camera off because I can't see where it is. Yeah, just drive towards me while I'm reversing. Good idea, that. Brilliant. Nice one. Love it. Everybody seems to be out today. It's rainy rain. Not paying attention. Straight across there and then left. Oh god. There's a nice sleeker there. Don't think you'll be able to see there. For some reason this camera is a bit annoying. I can't switch it from front to back while it's recording. This is Newbridge, so just remember people in Newbridge don't know how to stop or slow down when there's a car in the middle of the road. They just carry on. Oh, so they park in the middle of the road. It's all good fun. Let's do it. Yeah, so performance wise, quite good. Diesel, turbo diesel, so it's got torque, which is something that I miss from Civic. Civic don't really have much torque in it. I'm probably still getting used to booting Henrietta a bit. So when it's a new car to yourself, you want to. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but when I get a new car, I want to explore it and get used to it slowly and make sure that there's no hidden things, little character flaws or problems that might only show themselves up once you start being silly. So I want to get used to it slowly, bring it in slowly. Yeah. Talking about giving us some beans. What's it like to? What's the handling like? I hear you ask. Do I hear you ask that? What's the handling like? It's a good question. I'm glad you asked. I don't know, to be honest. It's a big car and it's not designed really to go flying about corners at a million miles an hour. So it's not as grippy as Civic. Obviously it's nowhere near the same as Margaret. But she's a big car, so you've got to give her some allowances. And the tyres it's on, sorry Boaty, but I don't know what tyres these are on it. And they don't feel very good in the wet, I'll put it that way. But I don't know if any other ones will feel any better. So what I'm going to do anyway, when we're thoroughly satisfied that there's no other mechanical bits and pieces that I need to start worrying about, which there probably will be, is I'll put a set of Toyota TR1 proxies on it, because that's the same tyre I put on everything, and they seem to be really good. Dry, wet, whatever, they seem to be quite a decent tyre, and I'm fairly confident that having a set of tyres on here will improve the handling. I mean, I could be wrong. The ones that are on it could be quite good grippy tyres, and it could be worse when the tyres are on, but I'm not saying. This is a nice bit of a twisty road. See, it's not bad. You can place her where you want her to be. So it's not like she's fake. It's not like you turn in and there's nothing there. And when you are chucking it round corners, the steering does weight up quite well. So it gives you some feedback. It's not completely numb. I'm trying to think, how does she compare to Civic? Because Civic, to be honest, is grippy, but it's a bit numb feeling. There's not really much to tell you what's happening. I mean, I've gone around a couple of these corners a bit quicker than maybe I should be doing. Yeah, all right. As quite close to the Civic, I'd say. But I think it might just be these tyres that are letting it down a bit. You can certainly set off in wet and cause it to wheel spin without too much problem. Back in Barnsley. What else? So I don't know what I was saying now. So yeah, things about ownership and driving. It's not the quickest thing in the world, but it pulls. Julie likes it. She thinks it's really comfortable. I feel at home in Henrietta. I used to have a Fiesta that was called Harriet, and I keep saying Harriet instead of Henrietta, so I need to fix that. Yeah, she's comfortable, warm, quiet, lovely place to be. There's nothing about her that's at all rubbish. Obviously, you can tell she's a nearly 20-year-old car, so it's not like you get in and you're like, oh, this is the lack of luxury. There's some cheaper plastics that are used and some bits and pieces that you'd expect. They might have been luxurious at the time, but they're not the most tactile feel now. Again, I'm going to be comparing a lot of the things to the Civic, because that's the other sort of bigger car that I drive that's newer. A lot of the Honda switch gear and stuff's a lot nicer feeling than this. But again, this is nearly 20 years old and the Civic's only 10, so we're not really comparing like for like there. One thing I do like, which is quite cool, is when Range Rovers pull out on me, is the windscreen wipers. So they're not automatic, but if you put them in the intermittent position, there's a rain sensor, so if it's raining a lot, the intermittent thing will be quicker, and if it's hardly ever raining, not raining much, it'll be slower, so it's kind of like automatic wipers. That's a good feature, I like that. absolutely horrible day. And I suppose that's another indicator that it was at its time a sort of high-end car, because even though it's pissing it down, there's not that much road noise or wind noise and stuff. And yeah, it's got its charms. It's definitely a charming car. Now, would I have even noticed it if it were on its original Rover alloys? Is a question I want to put to you. Would I be specifically? Would I have even looked at buying this car, even though it weren't for sale at the time? Would I have even looked into buying this car? Would I have even have approached Boaty about the possibility of buying Henrietta if it weren't on mg alloys? I don't think I would have. Because if she'd have been on Rover alloys, the first thing I would have wanted to have done is put different wheels on her. But because she's already got mg alloys on, it's perfect purchase. It's already got different wheels on than what would come as standard, and she needs some bits of work doing. So to me, that's a win-win situation there. It means that stuff that I want to do, I can do because it needs doing, and I don't like to keep things original, as you've probably noticed with the green wheels on Margaret. So I kind of like changing things and altering them, and yeah, I just like doing things a little bit different. Nice little MX-5 there. So yeah, maybe I wouldn't have bought her if she hadn't have had the MG wheels on. But I certainly like the MG wheels, and they are gonna get used. Them parking sensors are pretty cool. I like them. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a drive around, just to show you Henrietta, and yeah, just to have a bit of a talk about what I think about her and stuff. I'll take some. Oh, I could have double taken a picture somewhere. I'll have to do that another day. I need to take a photo of her to put in the intro for the channel, because at the moment I've only got Margaret and the bike. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that at some point. I thought while I'm waiting for Julie to come back from her walk in the woods, where I went spotting trolls the other day, I thought we could have a look round the inside of Henrietta in the daytime. So I know we had a look round in the night before. Look at me there. So let's have a quick look round. I'll swap camera around so you can see what I'm looking at, rather than looking at me looking at stuff. I suppose it's like the Gogglebox version of vlogging, isn't it? Looking at me looking at stuff, telling you what it is. Maybe that'll catch on, actually. Yeah, maybe it will. Well, I'm not going to do it though. So, some of the cool stuff in Henrietta. So the first thing is this nice cassette player. How cool's that? Don't know whether I'll keep it in. Sorry, Boaty. I might take it out and put a different header in at some point, but that's a long way down the line, if at all. And it's got a special feature to sort of help you stop spending as much money at sort of like Costa and Starbucks and stuff. And that's the cup holder that doesn't come out. It's just in there. So yeah, it's just going to stay there, to be honest. What else? Oh yeah, up here, I like this little thing. But look, oh, how Art Deco is that? And there's me. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that little nice Art Deco feature. And then talking about Art Deco, how cool are they? nice little little lights. I assume this is where you'd have the power buttons for a sunroof if it had one, but it doesn't obviously. What else did we find that was kind of cool? There's just loads of things. Like, I like these little space here to put stuff, and there's one down here as well. Look, I can put my hand there. That's kind of sweet. I don't know what this button does. Does that turn the windows off for the passengers? I'm not sure. Nice little vents here to blow onto the window. And there was another thing as well, but I don't know whether I can show you from here. There's like little vents pointing at the rear quarter windows as well. So these ones here, just underneath there's some little window vents. And then this was one thing that I didn't know what it was. So this here. So my dad asked me what that was, and I thought, oh, maybe that's for like coat hangers, but then that's what this is, surely. Right. Well, apparently this is for some sort of dog guard. So you can put the back seats down and then put a dog guard up, or you can put it up there, because there's another one there as well. So there's like a dog guard that you can have. I assume it's part of the parcel shelf. I don't think mine's got it, which is fine because I don't have a dog. But yeah, that's what that hooks into there. That's kind of cool. Always love an armrest in back. That's kind of sweet. And then that sort of section there goes through. So yeah, that's a little insight into the inside of Henrietta. And then look, there's someone's feet. Anyway, so that's enough from me now. I shall do a bit of a walk around video at some point as well, and then I'll show you some other bits and pieces, and yeah, hopefully we've got some good footage off them cameras outside. And oh, there's one. Oh, they are both still attached, thank God for that. So that's enough from me. See you later. Ta-ra!